John Lewis is a household name in the UK with over 50 department stores selling everything from clothes to shoes to computers to TVs to anything else you can think of except food, which M&S does but they don't. They've got a lot of laptops available both in store and on their website, but some of them are really well reviewed but also look terrible, and also some of them are cheap. So in today's video I thought we would look at the cheapest laptops on the John Lewis website, which interestingly seem to be well reviewed, and see how good they actually are and whether you should buy them, which is probably a no, but let's go. So, as the theme of this video is looking at the cheapest laptops on John Lewis, why don't we just start with the very cheapest laptop, an Asus E410, coming in at the low price of $189.99, or for our American friends, that's about $230 US. So let's just have a quick look at this laptop, which happens to have a 4.5 star rating, which is not bad for the cheapest laptop on the website. Oh, by the way, this is Windows laptops, not Chromebooks, MacBooks, etc. Though I don't think you'd be getting a MacBook for 190 quid. Anyway, this is the Asus E410. It has an Intel Celeron processor, 4GB of RAM, 64GB of eMMC storage, 14-inch Full HD screen, and this one comes in the rather lovely peacock blue. Now, this one has probably not got as bad a keyboard as you could get on some laptops. It's got this interesting numpad touchpad thing that's obviously a normal trackpad but can also work as a numpad, which is a kind of pretty interesting feature. We've got some really nice low-res photos. And then on the side looks like we've got a DC in, an HDMI out, a USB, which I hope is 3, a USB Type-C, and a headphone jack. So not terrible I/O for such a cheap machine. It's got what can only be called an interesting design on the back, not something I would go for. And then on the other side we've got another USB, hopefully Type 3, and a micro SD reader, I think. I quite like the highlighting of the enter key here, and the innovative number pad is, well, I don't know whether you call it innovative, but it's a pretty cool feature. It includes a 2-year guarantee, which isn't bad for such a cheap laptop, but then John Lewis do good guarantees, and then they're trying to do our insurance upsell. That's what we like. Go the Dell way. Feel inspired. Ooh, I feel inspired by this laptop, yeah. Move with style. The colour choices aren't bad. I think the pink one's probably the coolest of them all. It's lightweight and compact. Ooh. Innovative features such as the Asus number pad. Easily slips into your backpack or small bag so you can get schoolwork done or create content wherever you are. So this does seem like it's maybe a vaguely schoolwork themed laptop, but I'm not sure you're going to be doing much content creation on this thing considering the Intel Celeron processor. Life is never drab. Wow. Look at that subtle and elegant rose gold colour there, that is great. A youthful vibe, wow. Something never seen before in laptop design. So you get a 12-month subscription of Microsoft 365 Personal, not bad, but most laptops come with something like that. Windows 10 Pro, are you sure? Anyway, up to a 512GB PCIe SSD. Ah yes, well this is what we have. So this is up to a quad-core Intel processor and up to 64GB of eMMC storage. Before we go any further, can I just say that 64GB is nowhere near enough. You will fill it up almost entirely with Windows, and after about one update, you will be gone in terms of storage. So I don't know who would use this, because the storage on there is just not possible to use. Reinventing the touchpad. They really are making a big thing of this number pad. I mean, it's quite cool, but I wouldn't put it as a key selling point on a laptop. Leave the heavy power adapter at home. So they're admitting that their power adapter is heavy and not really doing anything about it. Good job, Asus. Its day-long battery life gives you the flexibility to work or play anywhere. Up to 12 hours battery life. That's estimated, but we don't really know. Nano Edge display. Now, I have a family member who has an Asus laptop, and they do make a big thing of this Nano Edge display on all of their laptops. But for me, it's not a big bezel, but it's not like a really thin bezel, and I'm not sure really whether it's that innovative. I mean, most laptops have got a small bezel these days. 78% screen to body, that's alright. 14-inch. A hinge for easy idea sharing. I mean, I think a lot of laptops can fold flat on the hinge. I mean, I use a PC, so I wouldn't know. But for easy idea sharing, I really think they're just trying to find selling points here. Input has never been easier. I guarantee you, input has been easier on a good mechanical keyboard, not a membrane tiny thin keyboard that you get on this laptop. An optional full-size backlit keyboard with long key travel. No, don't think the key travel's very long. Large 6-inch multi-touch pad with palm rejection technology. 1.4mm key travel, no, that's nothing. Fanless design, oh dear me, this thing is going to overheat so easily. All you would need to do was, I don't know, try exporting a video or even maybe save a PowerPoint and you would get an overheating on the little Celeron. Although I suppose it's probably a very tiny TDP, so I'm not sure that'll matter very much. My Asus, right, I was setting up an Asus laptop for my dad. It had my Asus on it, and it broke his Zoom. My Asus did this weird thing with a video conferencing technology or something. It was no good. So, yeah, it's blue. It seems like they're only selling the blue version for $189.99, which I suppose for that price you don't need a colour choice, do you? No. With 64GB of eMMC storage, loading and boot times are super fast and responsive right from startup. Well, considering that eMMC is basically just an SD card soldered onto the circuit board, I don't think that it's going to be super fast and responsive. You need an NVMe SSD for that. 2-core 4-thread design allows you to multitask between a couple of programs. Handy if you want to listen to music whilst working. Any computer that doesn't let you listen to music while you're working is just unacceptable. RAM. What is RAM? Used by your device to temporarily store data. The more RAM your machine has, the faster you can expect it to open and run programs. They're saying it gives you the capacity to store documents and media. Good storage. No, not good storage. Intel's Ultra HD graphics processing unit will enable you to enjoy a number of classic, older games, along with some casual web-based gaming. You may be able to run more modern titles with reduced effects and frame rates. No, I'm not entirely sure whether they'll run at all. You might get a bit of CSGO running on there, but nothing much more than that. We can help you get set up. Yeah, that is a thing that John Lewis do. They charge you for it, but yes. Okay, let's have a look at the full specs then, before we have a look at the reviews. I don't even know what to do at this point. Brand Asus, blah blah blah, we don't care about that. 1.3 kilos, 42 watt-hour battery. That is... integrated graphics, Intel UHD graphics 600. Oh, it does tell you what each part does, that's quite good. 64 gigs, no Intel Optane. 4 gigs of RAM. Now this is... I mean, at this price, $189.99, you can't really expect anything else. But that 64 gigs of eMMC is just shameful. Right, Intel Celeron N4020. Let's have a look at that chip on Intel Arc. Oh yeah, and this isn't Intel ARC as in the graphics, it's Intel ARK, which is the product specifications website. Intel Celeron processor M480. Okay, this is the one on the laptop. So, it is mobile chip, well that makes sense. 2 cores, 2 threads. What's a burst frequency? The maximum frequency is... So this isn't even a boost frequency. It won't boost up to there and stay there. It'll just burst. 1.1 gigahertz. That's not very much. Cache 4 megabytes. A 6 watt TDP. This chip is so tiny. This is like the lowest TDP I've ever seen on a CPU in my life. 6 watts. That's just ridiculous. That is just... No. That makes sense why it's passively called. Maximum memory size of only 8 gigabytes. You can't even fill this with more than 8 gigabytes of RAM. That is unacceptable. Oh dear. Supports 4K 60 Hz. Supports more 4K at 30 Hz over HDMI. 4K 60 Hz over a DisplayPort. And the maximum resolution of the laptop screen would be 4K 60. Which is not what we've got on this one, but anyway. It only uses PCIe 2. When did this thing come out? 2019, and it uses PCIe 2. That is shameful, Intel. Maximum 6 PCI Express links. Is this all you get on low-end CPU. I didn't even know CPUs could get this bad. This isn't an old chip. This is like 3 years old, and it's this bad. I just can't believe this. I suppose for $189.99 you can't expect much more. We've got 16:9, full HD, up to 75Hz. Now that's not that bad. It's a boost over the 60Hz that you normally get on these types of machines, so that's not terrible. A matte screen finish, 1080p, that's what you can expect. LED. What are they saying about wireless display? Oh, why would you put that in the specifications? Weird. Anyway, microphone, not touchscreen, multi-touch trackpad, no voice recognition. It has got voice recognition. Anyway, Sonic Master Audio. Yeah. Whatever that is. Bluetooth 4.1. Now, I'd rather have Bluetooth 5, but for this price. Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, 2 USB 3.2. Okay, that's good. USB 3.2, that's really fast USB. That's probably the best thing we've seen so far. A USB-C 3.2. See, the specs on this aren't terrible in terms of I/O. That's pretty good for a machine this small. Wi-Fi 5, yeah, I wasn't expecting Wi-Fi 6. Got a front-facing camera. What? Refresh rate 60Hz. What did it say up here? Refresh rate up to 75Hz. Refresh rate 60Hz. I have no idea what it is. Right, now we need to move on to the reviews because this is where things are probably going to get really funny. Let's search by highest rating. Very pleased with my new laptop. Excellent price and very easy to set up apps, etc. Not sure if it would suit anyone who is a keen computer user. Yeah, you're probably right about that, Tina11133. Best student laptop. Purchased 2 of these laptops, one each for my eldest grandchildren. Has all capacity to get these 2 young people through their senior school years. Easy to use and very smart. KMac. I'm not sure you've thought about the performance there, but okay. Great laptop for the basics, easy to set up, came preloaded with Microsoft Office, which I haven't realised that was a bonus. I mean, if it does what you need, Janie B, then fair play, it's a cheap laptop. Asus laptop. Purchased this laptop for my great-granddaughter who really loves it and wakes up early in the day to use it before school. Can't say much more about it, just happy days. That's great. I mean, at this price point, you're probably better off getting a decent Chromebook rather than a really bad Windows laptop. I mean, Windows obviously better than Chrome OS, but still. Tony, fast and light, excellent screen and vibrant colour, sound could be louder. It's a very good laptop. Great little laptop, currently use it for my daughter's schoolwork. Bought this for my husband who is not very tech savvy and just wanted something which would do the basics. Absolutely loves it. Really good value for money and does not feel that different from my more expensive laptop. I bought this for my daughter to use for A-levels. I feel sorry for your daughter, Timbo, as her previous laptop had limped its way to complete her GCSEs. Would recommend as it is easy to set up and use for personal and school accounts. You'll get that on any Windows laptop, Timbo. Good value for the product, does the basic job, and good for elderly or entry-level person. Bit slow, but again, only 4 gigs of RAM. Yes, Kay, you are right. Only 4 gigs of RAM. That makes it slow. I agree. Right, now let's look at the worst reviews. Be warned, this is very slow. You get what you pay for. What it doesn't say, you can't upgrade the memory or RAM. Yeah, I would have expected soldered on that RAM there. Very basic processor, yes. Windows 11 uses up half your memory, not surprising. And the background tasks use up nearly 100% of the processor. Yeah, this doesn't surprise me. 2 stars, does what it's designed for. Oh no, that's 3 stars. Only 1 1-star review. Right, well, the cheapest laptop on John Lewis, surprise, surprise, was not very good. But I mean, for the price, I don't know whether there's really what we can do like performance per pound. But for the price, I mean, it's the cheapest laptop you can buy from John Lewis. I can see why people are buying it. It's just, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Shall we do another one? Let's do another one. This E510 looks like pretty much the same, just a bit bigger. So we'll skip that and we'll go on to this. These are all just Intel seller ones. Let's try something different. Let's go with this Samsung one. Galaxy Book Go, Qualcomm Snapdragon, 4 gigs of RAM. Now this is where you start getting better value because we have got 128 gigs of SSD here. So we've got double the amount on the as on the Asus. It's a 14-inch full HD. And it's in Mystic Silver. I find these colour names really funny. Would you call that Mystic Silver, or do you think that's just silver? Because IMO is just silver, but just let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Okay, USB-C, headphone out, mic in, and micro SD. So we've not got nearly as good I/O as on the little Asus. Obviously, it's a Samsung, so they're showing off how you can use everything Samsung-ish. Look, got those Samsung earbuds in there, Samsung Galaxy Beans. What's this one? Oh right, yep, just looking at some photos on both your Samsung phone and your Samsung computer at the same time. Unnecessary, but okay. Yeah, you're just chilling with your Samsung tablet and your Samsung laptop and your Samsung notebook. Oh no, sorry, that's a paper notebook. And is that it? Oh, on the other side we've got a USB-A, is that another Type-C? Let's have a look. Okay, you've not got any more images, we'll just have to look at the specs. So, information from the brand. Image simulated. Yeah, I don't think that was going to be real. Incredibly compact for enhanced portability. A massive 14-inch screen. I wouldn't call 14-inch massive, I would call it average, but anyway. Slips into your bag and delivers immersive visual and audio with Dolby Atmos sound. That's not bad. I mean, it's better than the Sonic Core, whatever it was, on the Asus. Complete with a 180-degree hinge. Why do they make such a big thing of 180-degree hinges? The Asus was talking about how it allows you to share ideas, and now they're showing it off as well. I mean, it must be just a key selling point on these cheap laptops. Meets the 6 items of US military standard. Maybe this isn't so bad after all. And that USB Type-C port there looks like maybe it's a video output, but we'll have to look at the specs for that later. Up to 18 hours of video playback. Now, I am tempted to think that's real because of the ARM processor. So a key difference between this and the Asus was the Asus had an Intel processor, which is going to use more energy. It's less efficient than an ARM processor, which was kind of originally designed for mobile, but is starting to make its way into desktop and laptop. You can binge watch your favourite shows. When the long-lasting battery needs a boost, you can use the universal USB Type-C adapter that charges your Samsung devices for power-up. Oh, so it's not quite any kind of fast charging. Great. Quick share. So this is all the Samsung Galaxy ecosystem stuff that I don't care about, because if I'm buying one of these, I've probably not even got a smartphone, let alone a Samsung phone. Well, I might, I guess. But this is like cheaper than most Samsung phones, so I don't know. It's weird. That Samsung phone on the left is probably more expensive than that laptop. Anyway, we move on. Yeah, we don't care about the random Samsung stuff. Samsung settings, yeah, Galaxy Buds, yeah, get some of those Galaxy Beans. They're not officially called Galaxy Beans, they just look like beans. Anyway, yes, IoT, blah, blah, proprietary, blah. Oh, so they've got this second screen thing on the tablet. That's a bit like what Apple do. That's quite cool. Simply link the devices using a wireless connection to seamlessly transfer photos, videos, music and documents from an old laptop. Well, you can kind of do that in other ways as well, but okay. The new Snapdragon 7C Gen 2 compute platform. Wow. Ample ports to keep you mobile. USB Type-C, USB 2.0, security slot, USB Type-C, headphones, mic, micro SD. Okay, maybe this isn't too bad. I don't know, it's fairly thin. It looks fairly premium. Oh, yes. Good old 180-degree hinge makes a reappearance. Snapdragon 7C Gen 2 Cryo 468. Let's just look at John Lewis's specs UI. This is really weird. It's almost like it's an iFrame or something. Never mind. Free upgrade to Windows 11. Let's look at these full specifications. Oh, Qualcomm Snapdragon 7C Gen 2. Okay, so let's look at the Cryo 468. Okay, Snapdragon 7C compute platform. Number of cores 8, 64-bit. It's ARM obviously, so it's Windows on ARM. Up to 2.4 GHz clock speed. Peak download speed up to 600. So this is on cellular, but I don't know whether that would be in the laptop or not. We'll have to have a look. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. This isn't Intel, so I don't know what the kind of performance comparison is there. But it might not be that bad for some people. Keeping contact, yep. Gives you enough speed to get browsing, emailing, and even a spot of work. Okay, so they're not suggesting this is really a work laptop. 4 gigs of RAM. That's less RAM than most phones. Well, premium phones. SSD gives you the capacity to store your documents and media. That is a benefit of this for the, what, £30 extra you're paying over the other one. You do get an SSD, a proper SSD, not an eMMC, which is 128 gigs. So that is a benefit. 5,480 milliamp hours. The other was 42 watt hours, so that's quite hard to compare, but that's like half the size of my battery power bank, which I use to charge my phone. So that's not huge, but then it is a Qualcomm ARM CPU, so maybe it's okay. I don't know. Windows 10 Pro, all these saying they have Windows 10 Pro. I'm not sure whether it's really Windows 10 Pro or not. Anyway, full HD up to 75 hertz. Again, up to 75 hertz. But then I wonder if we look down here. Oh yeah, refresh rate 60 hertz. John Lewis, you need to get your specs pages sorted out. Why do all these say up to 75 hertz and then only 60 hertz? 1080p 14 inch again, LCD. Location services via Wi-Fi, yep. Bluetooth 5, that's better than the other one. I like you. Yes, Bluetooth 5, this is what we want. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, no Ethernet port, makes sense on a laptop this thin and also this low end. Although I don't know why they started taking Ethernet ports off laptops. I mean, I know it makes it hard to get it thin, but Ethernet ports are just very, very good and very important. I know probably not many people use them, but wired connections all the way. We don't need more wireless. Micro SD, that's good. Guess you could do a bit of content creation with that. We've got 2 USB-C. Oh, only USB 2.0. That is worse than the Asus by some way. Only USB 2.0 on this. This is not good. No 3G or 4G. Wi-Fi 5 like the Asus. We've got a webcam. 8 processor cores, but they're only ARM cores, so I'd know. We haven't got Microsoft 365 included. And 60 Hz, response time 12 milliseconds, and 3 watts speaker output. Right, now let's have a look at the reviews again. Let's go again with the highest rating first. Super light, easy to use, and great battery life. Not the most powerful. Its lightness is a virtue. Security software is incompatible with the ARM processor. Yes, that is one problem you will get with these kind of computers, is it's got an ARM chip, so not all software will work. So it's probably only realistically going to be good for like a bit of web browsing, light use, things like that. Great small laptop for uni, has the latest operating system and computing power to do basically whatever you like. I'm not sure you can do quite whatever you like, but it's alright. Battery that lasts up to 18 hours. Now that's what they said in the specifications, so I'm not sure whether that person's really verified the battery life. Sound and picture quality are excellent, nice size and fast startup. Yes, loads of stuff still doesn't work on ARM. This is a big problem with the ARM computers, is that most stuff is built for x86 and some, even Windows' translation layer doesn't make everything work, especially for antivirus and security software. Now let's look at some bad reviews. Like the lightweight design. Laptop will freeze multiple times. Yeah, I don't think this is a very fast laptop. Event viewer reading hundreds of critical errors and warnings. Now that can happen, Samuel, and sometimes that's okay, so I don't know whether that's necessarily the problem you got going on here. Bought this laptop for work as it was. Okay, so they're all either 4 or 5 star reviews, and then there's only 1 star review, but then we've not got many on here. So yeah, what did you think of these 2 very cheap computers on John Lewis? I have never considered even a computer this cheap in my life, but that's not, I'm not trying to sound privileged or anything, but I just think there's no point because of how soon you would need to get a new one, and there's hardly any storage space and stuff. But what did you think of them? Let me know in the comments whether you'd like any similar videos like this, and I will see you in the next video.